Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me and allowing me to continue to be your daily advocate. If you're new here or you're not subscribed for any reason, please do me a huge favor and hit the subscribe button. Thank you to all of you who have been watching and following me for so long. It truly means a lot, and I'm glad that I can be this person.
This is the CNBC guys talking about the Fed and how the inflation numbers came out and how inflation's the hottest that it's been since 1982. And I love how all these guys, especially this guy is, I mean, you're talking about somebody who's in bed with the Federal Reserve. This guy, I can't even remember his name, but for, 15 years, we've watched these guys promote this whole idea of the Federal Reserve with their QEs and their QE 2 and 3 and however many they had. And these guys were behind, acting like that was normal the whole time, while all of us were out here screaming that this makes no sense. You're spending money, you're printing all this money, and our government and politicians are spending money we don't have. And they're passing all these bills and acting like they're doing something great for our country when they're never telling the people that this is money that this country does not have. I've compared it on this channel before. It would be like if I turned to my wife and I said, listen, we're in $100,000 of credit debt, and I've got a credit card debt, and I've got a plan to get us out of it. What we're going to do is we're going to take out another $50,000 in credit card debt, and that's how we'll solve our problem. Well, that makes absolutely no sense. It's ridiculous, and it's stupid. Well, that's what they've been doing, and that's what they continue to do. And these people who are supposed to, their job is to tell the truth, let the people know what's really going on, and hold the powerful accountable. They've done the exact opposite. They've carried the powerful's water for them for over 10 years, maybe 15 years now. And now they're going to come out and talk to us about inflation. In fact, Rick Santelli's the only one I think on here, this guy and Joe Kernan, that have been somewhat honest over the years and questioned this stuff. But listen to this. Well, I guess I got to hit the refresh button so you can listen to it.
Okay, pre-COVID, inflation was 2%. Okay, so now it jumps.
Well, what just happened? Hold on a second. Let's try that one more time.
Problem, okay? Pre-COVID, inflation was 2%, okay? So now it jumps huge, and everybody's right. From 2% up to, 7% plus, we're gonna start to come down, no doubt about it. And you're going to be right. It's gonna be 4.5, 5. The issue is, just because it came down from 7, the real issue is where it started. And I think that's where everybody's going to fall into this trap. Oh my God, look at half of this inflation has disappeared, but it's still significantly higher than pre-COVID. And that is the point. And the other issue is, in my opinion, where's the tightening been? Give me a break. We're 0 to 25. They're still buying. Soma was $30 billion for the 3-year note. Okay, I don't see any tightening. I can't.
All right, I'm not going to play any more of that, but I do want to tell you what my point of view on this is. When things make no sense whatsoever, like our government printing money for 15 years, bailing out their friends in the financial crisis, when things are being done like that make that little sense to just someone with just a half an ounce of common sense, my conclusion is that it's being done intentionally. And I believe that all of this has everything to do with rolling this financial system into a digital system. I do. But these people are not dumb people. That's the problem I have. That's the disturbing thing about this. So if they're not, once you understand that they're not dumb people, they're not too stupid to figure this out, which means they're doing it intentionally. Question is why? Now, when the inflation numbers came out, the market, crypto didn't tank too bad. It went down a little bit because the idea is that now they're going to raise interest rates, and typically that makes the crypto market tank for a little while. It doesn't matter in the long run or in the scheme of things, because if you're investing in digital assets, we've said on this channel for a long time, utility is what makes the difference. If a digital asset ultimately does not have utility, it has no value. So if you're investing in digital assets that that are going to have a utility over time, all of this ups and downs are really irrelevant. I mean, because ultimately the utility will be what drives the price. Now, excuse me, Binance, and I'm putting this here for a reason, but Binance is going to advertise at the Super Bowl. It's going to cover that in a minute. Binance is making a $200 million investment in digital publisher Forbes, according to CNBC. That's interesting. That's a good sign, because that excuse me, that tells me that some of these crypto companies are, I mean, that's what Wall Street has done for generations, is they control the media, whether it's a CNBC or any of these outfits, and that's how they keep their narrative going. That's what we've witnessed with Bitcoin and Ethereum for over 3 years now, folks. Make no mistake about that. Riz XRP put this out. Last year's Super Bowl, which saw the Tampa Bay Buccaneers win against the Kansas City Chiefs and had an estimated 91.6 million viewers in the United States alone. All right, now this, and I want to make sure you all know, my handle on Twitter is @DigitalAssetBuy. I'm going to play this now, but it could get a copyright hit, and if it does, I'm going to have to take it out of the video, and you can go watch it in my Twitter feed. But watch this. This is from the Wall Street Journal.
Super Bowl 56 is the first time that cryptocurrency companies will be advertising on the largest stage in the world.
This moment with these companies buying ads in the Super Bowl sort of caps off what has been a long run-up for the cryptocurrency sector in terms of its mainstream recognition and acceptance. And now what you are going to see probably with these ads is that this is a real sort of unveiling moment for this entire sector.
I've missed out on a lot, but I am not going to miss out on this.
So, which companies are vying for Americans' attention this football Sunday? And what can we expect from the big game's new crypto advertisers?
FTX is giving away the time their ad runs in Bitcoin.
Today, watching Super Bowl commercials is arguably as much of an American tradition as watching the game itself.
So Super Bowl Sunday is the most expensive real estate on all of television. If you have a company that's new and you want to cement its brand name, like become the next Budweiser, the next Coca-Cola, you need those eyeballs.
In 2022, each 30-second ad slot went for as much as $7 million, up from $5.6 million last year.
This year, we are going to be calling this the Crypto Bowl because there are a slew of crypto companies that are going to be advertising in the game and around the game.
Crypto Bowl is a play on the dot-com bowl of 2000, which saw ads from a slew of internet-related brands, many of which went on to fail.
What we know right now is that 3 companies are going to be running ads in the broadcast of the game itself. And they're all exchanges. They are Coinbase, FTX, and Crypto.com.
Fortune favors the brave. So far, none of those companies have shared much about their upcoming commercials.
The crypto companies have been particularly secretive about what they're going to do with their advertising this year. They definitely probably will rely on big celebrities because that seems to be what most businesses that are new.
Okay, so now this is a tweet. This was an interesting tweet. I want to show it to you, and I want to tell you that I partially agree with what the guy's saying. Altcoins are entering the final stage of an enormous bubble, which I call the blockchain bubble. The dot-com bubble happened 7 years from www launch, the World Wide Web launch. For altcoins, 7 years from the Ethereum launch would be June 2022. The last stage similarities are very clear. You'll either sell it or you'll lose it all this year in altcoins. Back in 1999, there were already websites with a lot of users with very good businesses, Their stocks went down 95% after the crash, like Amazon, for example. Same will be true for the crypto markets. Only a couple of dozen altcoins will survive, and it could take many years to reach same price levels. I do agree that only a couple of dozen altcoins are going to exist. I don't think that there's going to be more than 15 or 20 or so. Okay, and he's got the chart. He's basically saying that he's comparing altcoins. Now, I agree that a lot of the altcoins, remember folks, XRP, and I throw XLM in with this because XLM has always tracked XRP. XRP has not gotten to participate in this, not to the extent that it would. Remember, XRP and XLM both hit their all-time highs back in 2018 in January on the same freaking day, okay? They have not gotten to participate in this. They also, XRP has a lawsuit resolution to drop. No other digital asset has that lawsuit to drop, okay? Now, here's the other thing. This analysis completely discounts utility, okay? So, in XRP's case, let's say that the lawsuit's over. That's a price jump on speculation immediately if they get clarity, good clarity. But let's say that all of a sudden, all those banks and institutions that want to use XRP, the Ripple's ODL, let's say that all of a sudden they're able to buy it and use it. Okay, now you've got massive utility across the world, and you've got massive demand across the world. Well, that blows the top off of this because you can't compare stocks in the .com to digital assets with utility now. It's two totally different things. So I agree with the premise of what he's saying, and I summarized it here. I agree with this regarding the pets.com. All these dog coins, the Shiba Inu, all this stuff that they literally rose on just the hype of them. Those, yeah, they will be crushed and probably never come back in this, just like pets.com. But I put up the chart of Amazon, the real technologies back in the .com boom, when they had the crash in 99, 2000, the real companies, the Googles, the Amazons, the Priceline.com, there was like a handful, 5 to 10 survivors that came out of that and came to dominate. Well, that happened after the crash. It happened, but you can't really compare what's going on now completely to that because you're dealing with digital assets that have speculation and utility for one thing, but you're also dealing with a two-pronged thing. We haven't had the, back in the .com, you had a period of time where all these companies started going public. I don't even believe we've entered that stage yet. Well, I know we haven't entered that yet because we've only had like Coinbase, 1 or 2 of them. I mean, you got, think of what you have coming. Uphold, Binance, FTX, all these companies that haven't even, I Trust Capital, linked to all these companies we talk, you've got all these companies that are building right now. They haven't even gotten to the crescendo of what you saw with companies going public on back during the .com boom. This thing is just getting started, and I'm not saying, this is where I agree with him. I think that there's going to be a combo this time. I think you're going to see, because and there's another major key difference this time as well. These companies now, these blockchain companies, they're making money, folks. Back during the .com, they thought because this internet was this new technology that all these companies that were just up to their eyeballs in debt, they were taking companies public that had not made any money. They had PE ratios in the like 300 and 400s, I remember. And it was crazy. It was a total crazy time. And they realized after the thing was over that you can't not, the idea of you're just not going to make any money and that you're going to go public. No, that's ridiculous. These blockchain companies, they're not just making money, they're making billions. Money hand over fist. So they're going public, they could do it today. And it would make more sense than these things back in .com. So you can't really, there are some comparisons, but at the same time, this is different. But I do agree with his basic principle that any of these things that are clown show coins, whether it's dog coin or freaking, if it takes Elon Musk talking good about a coin to make it go up, then that's not where you need to be. And yeah, those will get crushed, and probably this year, who knows? And I said, this thing keeps going around, and I think it's going around for a reason because it illustrates what has happened in this industry for the last X number of years. They keep putting this gas fees, and it keeps going around. Look at the Ethereum gas fees. Now think about this. Listen, everything you've heard about NFTs, pretty much, it's all been built on a technology that doesn't work. Ethereum proof of work that doesn't work, okay? The gas fees, everybody knows it's a joke, okay? Meanwhile, you've got And meanwhile, you've got the fees and that come with sending Ethereum or Bitcoin and all, the how slow it is, how expensive, and all the different problems, the scalability. Meanwhile, you got these two sitting down here that don't have any of the problems that those two have, but they've been completely ignored. Okay, the Wall Street marketing machine, they don't say a word about them. Why do you think that is? I think it's by design, okay? And what I said here is, look, I said you can't retweet this enough. The crypto market has been manipulated for years. The real price discovery has never happened because of coordinated marketing campaigns with Bitcoin and Ethereum, lies, FUD, regulatory capture with all these organizations cozying up to the regulators and getting Ethereum free passes and all the things they've done that we've shown on this channel. You've had lies, FUD, regulatory capture, and Wall Street power moves behind the scenes, and disguised whales. You've had all kinds of stuff that's just not the truth, folks. When the truth happens, when the truth finally is shown, you know what's going down. Now, Naveen Gupta's kind of telling you what's going to go down. Remember, he was, I don't know if he's still with Ripple or not, but Naveen Gupta is he says institutional adoption on the way, and he's retweeting the BlackRock's getting into crypto from yesterday. Now, there's a lot of new people that are coming in here, and so I think that it's important for me to show you this. Watch this. This is Naveen Gupta. It's a classic video. It can't be shown enough, and he's so right, and it goes right in hand with what I've just talked about. This is him when he's working for Ripple. Listen to what he says. I think it's back in 2018.
How do you think, what is the next move, on Ripple's roadmap, in your opinion? To put you on the spot here.
No, it's very simple. So I think one thing, if there is one message that you can get in this room, is Ripple is not an ordinary company. We are not here to have a small market share or do X, do Y, and make small amount of money or something to happen. We are here to make a dent in the universe. Either we will change the remittance universe, the way you understand, the way value gets transferred across the world, between people, between institutions, or we will just fade away. So it's almost 0 or 1, and some of it comes from our Silicon Valley arrogance. Some of it comes from, that's the reason 6 years ago, we were born with the mission of moving money like information moves today, right? And we are making it possible working with the existing ecosystem. So I think this is a key differentiator about Ripple, and that's the reason we are a monoline company. Every day we get tens of ideas to say, why don't you do security settlement? Why don't you work in trade finance? Why don't you do X, Y, Z? And what we tell them is, just cross-border remittances is $155 trillion problem. We'll solve this first. We'll make a difference to everybody who's present in this room. And once we have made the difference, then only we will look at something else. So we are like, Google is for search, Ripple is for remittances. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to do it right, and we will not rest till we earn your respect and your business.
Okay, great. So that's a classic clip, and he's so right. Now, I interviewed Blake Skadron from I Trust Capital about a week ago, and this is a clip I held back until we got closer to the Super Bowl. Listen to this. Where's I Trust Capital? What does it look like a year from now? In your dream?
Well, I think it's, obviously there's some market conditions that we can affect that do help or can hurt. So depending on that, I think, with our growth rate and now the resources we have at our disposal and just the adoption of crypto in general, I don't think it's out of the realm to think that we're somewhere in the $5 to $10 billion range in terms of a value. I'm sure we'll be looking at future raises of substantially more and going mainstream. I'll tell you right now, I'd love to have a commercial during the Super Bowl. Maybe by next year. I think that'd be pretty cool and really put us on the map of being not just a big cryptocurrency company, but a large, just global, company compared to anyone. So that'd be pretty cool and very exciting.
Okay, if you get that Super Bowl ad, you've got my commitment. I'm hopping a plane. I'm coming to that Super Bowl. I've never been to one. Surely they give you a ticket with your ad, right?
I've heard what these ads cost, so I would think you get to go, but who knows?
Now, This is interesting. Nick Burafedo from Link2, he tweeted this out and he says, who would like to see iTrust Capital shares on the Link2 platform? I know I would. Well, the digital asset investor would like to see them too. So if you're interested in being able to have a chance to buy some iTrust Capital shares, this company's like really doing awesome. Give a shout out to iTrust Capital on Twitter, or contact them and tell them you want to get some of their shares and tell them to put them on Link2. And if you don't have an iTrust Capital IRA yet, you need to go do it. iTrustCapital.com. And these guys have over 100,000 accounts created. Unbelievable successes. And by the way, yesterday I talked to Clinton Donnelly. Now this guy, he's an accountant that, well, I think he's more than an accountant. I think he's got all kinds of accounting degrees. But he specializes, he has a firm that specializes in crypto taxes. And he helps, like for instance, if you're either being audited or you want to be prepared in the case of an audit, he has a product for that. He can help prepare your defense, or if you just want to prepare your taxes, also for consulting. Like for instance, if you're someone who has an accountant already, but your accountant doesn't totally get this crypto thing yet and how things apply, he could consult with you or with your accountant on any of those issues. But if you look here, he has these memberships. I wanted to show you this. He has an audit defense and an early warning. And if you go down here, you can pay like a monthly fee, and it shows all the different things you get, like prepare custom defense strategy, handle all communications with the IRS, prepare legal briefs, defending positions, prepare protest to IRS appeals and tax court, prepare taxpayer advocate request, advise and prepare tax payment options. So this guy is plugged in, and many of you out there are like, you know, the tax season's approaching, and many of you are out there and you're probably thinking, man, I just don't know how this all works.
So enjoy your day, everybody. I'm always here for you. Leave any comments or questions below, and be sure to subscribe. But thanks, everybody. I really appreciate you. Enjoy your day, and I always have your back. So thanks so much, everybody.